Hi, my name's Deborah, and I've been practicing yoga for quite a number of years now. I just participated in a study at Orlando Health, which was the benefits of yoga for cancer patients. I'm also had breast cancer surgery in January and just finished radiation at the end of February. I belong to a couple of breast cancer groups on Facebook and had been talking to some of the ladies the other night about some yoga poses. I know that there's a lot of yoga on YouTube, but I thought I would just put something together for breast cancer patients. It would be a easy, very easy, basic session, and then we can grow it from there if you guys are all interested. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some forward bends, some back bends, some breathing exercises, all of it to get our system stimulated and circulation moving. Now, back bends are very good for you because what they do is they invigorate you. They help increase the circulation in your body with the inward. When you're breathing in like that and bending back, you're getting more oxygen, you're expanding your lung capacity. And what that does is it helps energize you. Also, it puts more oxygen into the body, and so the oxygen is increasing your circulation and your sense of well-being. Forward folds, on the other hand, tend to be relaxing. So what you're doing there is you're compressing the stomach organs, and then when you stand up, they're released, and so it's increasing the blood flow to those organs. The only caution I would say with forward flows is that when you get into that position, and I'll show you, if you have some back issues, you need to make sure that you're keeping your knees bent, and I'll show you a couple other things when we're doing them. The only other caution I would say with forward folds is if you are feeling very sad or very, very tired, I would not hold them for long periods at a time. And then also, whenever you're in a forward fold, make sure you come up slowly. Don't be jerking yourself right up because it can make you feel a little dizzy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just start with some really warm-ups and working on our breath. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a deep inhale. So we're going to raise our arms up and inhale. Now the first couple of times we're going to let it go through the mouth. So inhale, hold it at the top, and let it out through the mouth. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to close that mouth, and you're going to breathe in. You're going to try and do it to a count of about 4 or 5, and then exhale to a slightly larger count. So say if you can do 4, you can do 5, and then exhale it to 6 or 7, and again slowly. Okay, so raising our hands up, breathing in, hold at the top, now we also can work an Ujjayi breath in here, and an Ujjayi breath is building heat within your body. It's very good for your entire system. So basically there, what you would do is you take your palm and pretend you're frosting up a mirror or steaming up a mirror, and you go, now close your mouth. And then the inhale is a restriction, kind of a constriction on the back of your throat. This doesn't have to be like really loud, like it can be very quiet and gentle. So you can practice that during any of these exercises. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple more inhales. And if you can use your Ujjayi breath, please do. So you're going to raise your arms up on the inhale. Hold to the top. Slowly, slowly, slowly exhale. Let's do that again. Slowly exhale. Now the other thing is, if you've had some surgery underneath your arm, your armpit, on your lymph nodes, your arms may not go up here. That's okay. They can go here or here, whatever your comfort level is. If you feel pain, stop. A slight stretch is fine. A pain is not fine. Okay, so whatever your level of comfort on your arms is what you should do. Okay, so now we're going to do that again. Lift up. And then what you're going to do is release your left hand to the floor or a block, whatever is comfortable for you. Or if you don't have a block, it can be a book. And you're just going to lean on that arm, but you're going to engage, push your weight into your right hip. And then just lean that arm over and reach for the side wall. Again, if this hurts your hand or your arm with your lymph nodes, just slow. Just whatever your level is that you can do. It might be here. That's fine. and then release. Same thing on the other side. Breathe in, and then breathe out. And then now just breathe while you're doing this, and push that left hip into the ground. And again, whatever your level. Rise up. And again, let's do the other side. Down to the other side. Hands up. And then back to heart center. Okay, now we're going to do some hip releasing exercises. So we're going to do some swerpy swirls, and that's a hard thing to say. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go forward and then back. And when you're going back, tuck your tummy in and suck in. And when you reach forward, you're leaning forward with your head over your hips. And again, whatever is your comfort level. So you're going to breathe in when you're going forward and exhale when you're back. Let's just do this a couple of times. Nice and easy, comfortable. Should feel really good. Okay, let's go the other direction. If you hear any crunches, that's just my bones. I'm on that hormone blocking pill, so I think it does little things to my joints, but that's why yoga is so good, because it keeps you flexible and moving. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to hands and knees. Some of you may need a blanket. If you've got tough knees, or your knees are sensitive like mine are, I use a blanket. Excuse me, you could use a rolled up towel, anything you want. Okay? Now, if you want blocks, we may need them later, so just have them over there, or you can use books. But for now, we're just going to have your knees are going to be under your hips, your hands are going to be under your shoulders, and you're going to spread your fingers apart, but don't have these two fingers not so far apart, and then your index finger should be pointing forward. So lean over, look down, tuck your belly, make sure your belly's tucked, and your shoulders are pushed away from your ears. So go like this. Now push away, push away. Okay, good. Now we're just going to start with some cats and cows. And again, this is warming up our spine. So on the inhale, you're going to look up, and you're going to drop your belly and just relax it. Like that. And we can start with some minis, okay? And then on the exhale, you're going to suck in, push, 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 and you suck your belly in as if your navel can hit your tailbone. Push up. And then back to and then we're just going to go back and forth. And as you want to do more, you can push in more. But remember, you're exhaling on the cat, and you're inhaling on the cow. And again, keep those shoulders away. Okay, now I want to get some side angle stretches in here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to look over your right shoulder at your foot. You're not bending your hips, you're just a shoulder movement, very slight. And look over and look at that right foot. Come back to center, inhale, exhale. Look over at that left foot. Do that a few times. Right. Left, and you can mingle it with a few cats and cows. Okay, from here, we're going to go to a downward dog. So you can move your hands forward about 6 inches, same hand position. Then you're going to push back on your toes and raise your butt to the ceiling. Okay, now your feet should be about hip distance apart. And then your toes facing forward. And again, your fingers facing forward, that index finger at 12 o'clock. Now, bend your knees and let your head drop between your shoulders. Just let it drop towards your stomach. Now, push those shoulders away from your ears, and then let your legs drop back. And now you can walk the dog. So you're going to bend one knee, and then another knee, one knee, and then another knee. And it never matters whether your knees are totally straight or not, or whether your heels touch the ground. The more important thing is that triangle that you're trying to make. So again, if you need to bend your knees a little bit to make that triangle, do that. And then in order to check our position, we're going to go into a plank. So you're going to come forward on your toes, over your hands. Your shoulders are up, your belly's compressed, tight, held tight. And you've also got weight on your feet, so you're pushing back on your heels. And then you can just go back to downward dog, and forward, and back, and just a few times. Okay. Now, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to raise our right foot up. If you have back issues, you're going to bend that knee, and you're going to bring it in, raise it up, and then you want to bring it in to touch your right thumb. So, like that. If you need to help it forward, just help it forward. Drop your left knee on the ground. Come up. You rest your hands on your knee, and then just poof forward so you feel that stretch on your thigh. Make sure that your knee is not extended past your toes, okay? Now you can raise your arms to the ceiling. And then what we're gonna do, and this is where I like to use blocks. From here, move your blocks back here. So we're up here, and then we're gonna go, move your foot to the center of your mat, and then put your leg, stretch out your leg, have your toes pointing towards the ceiling. Now, so your leg is straight, your hips are straight, and you're gonna push back with your rear end, and push your rear end towards the back of the room. Your gaze is on the floor just here, and your back is straight. So keep your back straight, don't hunch it over. And then just lean into that. You should be feeling a big pull in your hamstring. Lean into that. Again, once that's comfortable, you can lean in as far or as little as you want. We don't want pain here, okay? Gonna hold that. And then you bring that back in, and then back up. Inhale, exhale, back to that. Now some people, if you can do the splits, but I can't right now. Maybe someday. And again, hands up, exhale. Okay, now put your hands on either side of your foot, and your back foot, you're gonna lift up and step up, and then put your hands on the floor and bring your right foot back to meet your left foot, okay? So we're back to another downward dog. Now you're gonna lift up your left foot, bring it underneath your chin and your chest, and then step it forward. Drop your right knee. Same thing, raise up. You can rest your hands on your knee. And again, press forward and feel that pull on your thigh. Make sure your knee is not over your two front toes. Now, if you want, you can put your hands in the sky on an inhale, and then back on an exhale. Go in, and back, in, and now we're gonna do that straight, that half split. So you're gonna move this foot, bring your hands down, move this foot down, grab your books or your blocks, or your hands can go on the floor, toe to the ceiling, look forward, straight back, push back, and then lower, whatever your level. Back up to the ceiling on an inhale, exhale, forward. Inhale. Okay, and now what we're going to do is put your hands on the floor beside that foot, back on your right foot, step forward. If it takes you a couple of times, that's okay. And then just hang down here. Now very slowly, and then bend your knees, rise up. Really slowly, slowly. Hands overhead on an inhale. And then back to each other. And then at your side. So now we're in our mountain pose. So again, your feet are going to be facing forward, parallel, about hip distance apart. Okay, your hands are at your side. Your willibund is engaged, so you've got your core is engaged, your butt's engaged, your shoulders are down, they're not up here, they're down. So just go like that. And your hands are engaged. So you should feel your hands, feel it right to your fingertips. And then your thighs are slightly pressing in towards one another, okay? So now we're gonna do a couple of forward folds. So first on the inhale, we're gonna inhale up. And then we're gonna slowly go down. Now, here's where we go. If our backs, if you have a bad back, you're gonna bend your knees, you're gonna push your butt out, you're gonna bring your arms in, and you're gonna fold like this. And then down. Now, if you can straighten your legs, straighten them, and then just hang there. Otherwise, you can just put your butt out, down, back. But again, bend your knees. We haven't gotten to this part yet, so our hamstrings are still a little bit tight. Now what you can do here is you can grab your arms and you can just sway gently from side to side. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then just, now drop your hands. Now you're gonna swing bear to the right and you're gonna bend this right leg. Left leg is straight, right is bent, and you're stretching out here. Come forward. Let's do it on the other side. Bend your left leg, straighten your right. And now just kind of go back and forth. Your knees can be bent or they can be straight. It's totally up to you, whatever your comfort level is. Okay, and then just hang here. Okay, now we're gonna do a half lift. So here, you're gonna raise your hands. Some people's hands are gonna stay on the ground, others are gonna be on their shins. Your shoulders are back, your gaze is straight down. Your butt, you've got a straight back, just like you're doing a cow pose. So you've got a straight back, okay, and you're like here, and then lower down. Okay, one more time. Half lift, lower down, and now we're gonna root to rise slowly. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Hands to heart center. Okay, we're gonna do some side bends here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna raise your hands over your head. Again, if you can't go all the way, just here is fine. We're here, whatever works for you. If you can get your hands up here and touch your ears with your arms, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Now you're gonna inhale and then you're gonna bend to the right on an exhale. So inhale, exhale. Now don't let your hips go forward or your bum stick out. Try and stay straight and keep your hips aligned. Bending, up, and we'll go the other way. That's my fan. I guess I'm too tall. Okay, now we're gonna go into a chair pose. So what you're gonna do is let your hands go down, stick your butt out, bend your knees. Bend your knees, put your weight on the back of your feet, of your heels, sorry. And you can see if you can make your toes go like that, okay? But you wanna be up, hands up like this. If this is too uncomfortable for you, you can also put your arms in goalposts. And again, raise up, and down, up, and down, up, and hands to side. Okay, now, what you're gonna do is if you've got a blanket or a mat, kick it away. And if you have a book or a block, you might wanna keep it handy. So what we're gonna do now is you're at the front of your mat, you're gonna make a big step left. Your toes are parallel, pointed towards the wall. They can be tilted in a little bit. Okay, let's have our arms up. Drop your shoulders. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a half fold. So we're gonna push out with our butts, keeping the back straight, your tummy is tucked. Try and keep that back so we're back in that cat position, or that cow position. Okay, now, from here, just let yourself slowly drop down, and now you can bend your back, and just hang here. Feels really good. You can roll a little bit on your feet, just hang. Now we're gonna do a side stretch. So what you're gonna do here is your right fist, or hand, is gonna go on the floor, or it could go on a block, whatever your comfort level is, okay? So now this is gonna be a twist from the shoulder, not from the hip. So you're keeping that flat back position. And so what I'm gonna do is put my fist on the hand, and then I'm gonna take my left hand and raise it up. Okay, and hold hold that and breathe. If you want a little bit more, we can take this right hand and move it to our calf and still twist. But this twist is still coming from my shoulders. It's not coming from my hips. Okay, and then back down. Back down. Okay, now we'll do the other side. So again, on a block or on the ground, flat back, rise up. Again, if you want a little more, you can go like that. You can even tuck. If you want to tuck this behind your back, you can do that. And you can even look up to the side, opening up your shoulder. And just breathe. The most important thing is to just breathe. Okay, bring your hands down. Just hang here for another minute. If you want to push in here, just hang. Okay, now put your hands on, take your one hand, both of your hands, and put it as if you've got pockets in your hips, in your back hips. And then hold your tummy in and rise up. And that's just giving some pressure and support for your back. Now from here, we're going to go into Warrior Two. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right foot, face forward. Your left foot's parallel. It can also move in a little bit. Okay? Bend your right knee. Make sure that you can see your two big toes. And then you don't want it way over here. You want it, and push. So if it's over there, push it in a little bit. And then you're going to push back on this. This leg's strong. You can really feel the strength of this leg. And then I can feel it on the outside of my foot too. Okay? So I'm like this. Your hips are this facing forward. And then your belly's tucked in. Raise your arms up. Flip your palms. That's going to lower your shoulders. Flip them back. So you're in Warrior Two now. Make sure you're centered right over the front of your leg, or right over the center of your mat. Now we're just going to check this position and do a few. We're going to go straighten our leg and go down. Straighten and down. Straighten and down. Now we're going to go into a side angle and a peaceful warrior. So on the side angle, you can drop your right arm to your knee, or you can hang it, whichever is comfortable. And then this arm, your left arm is going to go up, and you're opening your shoulder here. So it's not like that. It's as much back as you can get. So if you need to, if it's better for you to put your arm on your knee, then do that. Okay? Now you can also reach forward. Again, ladies, underneath your arm, if it's tender, bend your arm. This is fine, whatever your comfort level is. Feel too much stretch, stop. Okay? Make sure this knee stays bent. Okay, so then we're going to come back up into Warrior Two, and then we're going to do Peaceful Warrior. So this hand is dropping back on my thigh, and then I'm just reaching back. And then I'm going back to Warrior Two, side angle, Warrior Two, angle, keep breathing. All right, let's straighten that leg and peaceful. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to go back here. Now, I'm going to do another fold forward here. So your hands are going to be at your hips. Fold forward, keep your back flat. Now, and drop down. Now, what you can do is take your hands and clasp them behind your back. And then see if you can raise your arms up. If you can only raise them up a little bit, that's okay. You can drop all the way down now, and then see if you can raise these up, and you'll get a really good stretch here. Again, if that's not comfortable, you can just go to wherever your level is. Okay? And then you're going to release your hands down, straighten your back, hands to your hips, and slowly, slowly raise up. Take a breath. Okay, now left foot to the front of the mat, right foot perpendicular, slight tilt forward of the toes. Okay, bend into that left knee. I want to make sure that you can see your big toe and your second toe. Press back into this leg. This is a strong leg, so you're not balancing on that. You're right in the middle. Arms up. Flip your palms this way. Make sure that will lower your shoulders. Your gaze or your drishti is over your third finger, and you're looking at the wall. Okay? So now we're going to go from here, and we're going to go up and down. So inhale Inhale, exhale. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of a flow. So we're gonna go our side angle, so over to the leg or on the wrist, up here or here, whichever your comfort level is. If you do this one, stretch that right palm so you feel a big stretch in your side here. If it's here, that's okay too. Okay, back to side angle, and then peaceful warrior. Hands on my thigh, on my left thigh, tilt back. You can look down or you can look up, whichever you're comfortable. Back to warrior two, side angle, and we'll do one more. And let's straighten that leg. Yes. Okay. Feet together. Now we're going to go to the middle of our mat. Now we're going to do a couple of balancing poses. One is a tree pose. So what you can do on your mat or off your mat. It's up to you, whichever you feel more steady. You can also line yourself up so that have you got your hands on a couch or a table, or you can do it against a wall, whatever your comfort level is. So first off, you're going to stand tall. Okay, put your hands on your hips. Okay, and butt's tucked in, you're standing tall. Now you're going to take that right, I'm going to face you this way. So you're going to take this right, all my weight is in my left foot. I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to just put it right here against my ankle, okay? And then I'm going to, for those of you, if you want to reach out and touch a couch or a table, you can do that. Otherwise, what you're going to do is you're going to raise that leg up, and it can be against your calf. It could also be on your thigh as well. But as long as it's not on your knee, because you can throw your knee out if you do that. So if you want to keep it wherever your level is, if you wiggle and fall out, that's okay too. So then you've got, and now look forward, pick a spot on the wall and just stare at that. And then stand tall, engage your belly, engage all your muscles in your standing leg. Now you can bring your hands to prayer in front of you. If you want to grow your tree branches, grow your tree branches. Again, if you fall out, that's okay. Just get back in. Hands back to heart. And then out. Shake off your legs. Then we'll do it on the other side. And some days your balance, I know I found after surgery, I couldn't balance at all. And they just told me that has something to do with the anesthetic. So, and some days are gonna be good and some days not so good. And we don't really know why, but just keep doing it and don't fret about it. Okay, same other side, so our left foot, let's put it right there, right on your ankle, standing up tall. Again, on the calf, on the thigh, but not on the knee, okay? Put your hands on your hips. You can bring hands to prayer. Your eyes are focused on a spot on the wall. You can grow your branches. And you can bring them back. We're not holding these as long as we would in class normally, but, and then bring them down. Okay, stretch it out. Now we're gonna go back to our mats and we're gonna do some poses on the ground. So, we're gonna sit on our mats. If you want to move your hips forward a little bit, you can sit on a blanket or on a towel. And you want that just on the edge of your butt, not right, no, don't sit right in the middle of it. And all that's doing is it's tilting me forward, okay? So, let's start with a butterfly. This is a Baddha Konasana. So again, sit tall. Think about your straight spine and your head being tall and erect and over your shoulders, okay? Your belly's tucked in. You can rest your hands here. Now your feet are together. They can be out here, they can be in here, whatever your comfort level is. If your legs are up here and it's hurting you, grab a couple of books or blocks and you can put them and you can have them like right there. That's more of a restorative position, but that's fine, okay? And then you're just gonna relax. Sit with your hands here. Now, you're gonna lean forward. Keep that back straight. So leaning forward, whatever your comfort level is. This is not about whether you can touch your ground or not. It's just you're stretching all these inner thigh muscles. So lean forward, keep that back straight. Now, you can hold your hands or your feet, whatever. Now, if you want to, once you get down here, if you want to relax and bend your back, you can. And just hang here. And just take a few deep breaths. See if you can practice that Ujjayi breath, or that's that. Okay, now, if your back is bent, straighten it. Take your hands, slowly walk yourself back up. Okay, and sit up tall. Okay, now, we're gonna do a forward fold. So you're gonna put your legs straight out in front of you. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. You can, again, if you wanna sit on that edge of your blanket, you can. Now you're gonna raise your hands up on the inhale, and on the exhale, again, stretch forward. Keep your back straight. So just lean forward. If you can only lean to here, it doesn't matter, that's fine. Or you can lean to here or here, whatever your comfort level is. So, and again, stretch and keep your back straight, and then just let yourself go into it. Now, if you want to bend your knees, if you're feeling like super tight in the hamstrings, just bend your knees a little bit. You can even put a little blanket underneath them. And then you're just gonna, and then now if you want to bend your back, you can bend. So what this is doing is this is putting compression on your stomach area. And then when you release from the bend, then all the blood flows into those organs, which is, again, really healthy for you. Okay, so you're holding this. And again, slowly, slowly straighten your back and walk forwards. Okay, now let's take a few side stretches. So let's take our left leg, put it out to the side. Take our right and put it in by the thigh, okay? Now, I'm turning my body so that my waist, and I'm facing my foot, and my toe is pointed towards the ceiling, and I'm looking right at it, okay? I'm gonna raise my arms, and on the exhale, I'm gonna lean forward. Again, my back is straight, and I'm gonna lean into this. Now again, this is uncomfortable, bend your knee. It doesn't have to be totally straight. And then whatever your comfort level is, and then you can fold into it. And then just breathe. Again, it's the same thing. You're still compressing those same internal organs, which is great for them, helping with your lymph system as well. So you're just leaning into that, and just breathe here. Whatever your level is. If your knee is on your head's on your knee, great. If it's not, so what? It doesn't matter. It's not a contest. Okay? And then you're gonna come up. Slowly, 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 slowly. Okay. Now, we're gonna take this leg and lift it up and put it over on the other side of your knee, like this, okay? Sit up tall. All right, now let's raise our arms up. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hook our right arm over this leg and raise your left arm. Make it, reach it back. It's like a kickstand on a bicycle. Okay, and then you're going to look to your right, look over your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder, and then just squeeze this knee into your chest. Again, you're compressing organs here. And then look over your left shoulder. Back to center. Release. And release the legs out. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So left foot into your thigh. Right one out. Straight. I've turned my body so I'm facing this leg. My toes are pointed towards the ceiling. And again, my back is straight and I'm just stretching out. And then you can bend into it. And then just relax. Again, keep breathing. If you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. And just hang out here for a few breaths. And slowly walk your hands up. And again, now we're going to do the other side. So this leg is going to come up over this one. And resettle yourself so you feel like you're on both of your sit bones. Your arms are overhead. And now your left arm is going to grab this knee. And then you're going to reach over to this way. I think we did that backwards. This way. Sorry, this way over this hand. Left. And then back over right. And then back over left. back to center. Hand comes back. And now just give your legs a little, just get the circulation going. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a bridge and a supported bridge. So on the bridge pose, let's lie on our back. Make sure that your chin is not back here. If it is, you need to put a little blanket underneath here. So it should be straight like this. Your hands are rested at your side. Hand palms down. Your feet are about hip distance apart, and see if you can just touch your ankles or your heels. See if you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Okay, now don't look right or left. Just watch me and then do it. Okay, we don't want to hurt your neck here. So what you're going to do is slightly tuck your chin, very slightly. And what this is doing is putting a little pressure on the thyroid gland, which is good for you. So on the inhale, what we're going to do is we're going to lift up our hips. Our shoulders are pushing into the ground. Our hands are pushing into the ground, and we're lifting up. So think about yourself that you're in mountain pose. Your feet or your legs are actually in mountain pose. And you're just pushing up from here. And again, now let your buttocks relax. Don't clench it. Just relax and hold it. And breathe. Okay, very slowly release it down. Now let's try one with a little bit of a flow. So what you're going to do is when you inhale, you're going to lift up with your hands. And you're going to go inhale, and again, if they go over your head, great. If they don't, goal post them, whatever your level is. Okay? And on the exhale, see if you can lower them down slowly, slowly, slowly together. And let's do a couple more of those at your own pace. Make sure you feel like your bottom of your spine is tucked into that mat when you do your lift. Okay, so let's do an inhale. Hands overhead or in your goal post, whichever is comfortable. Make sure your knees don't splay out like that. Keep them facing forward. And then slowly, slowly, slowly raise them down. Good. Now we're going to do a supported bridge. So what we want to do with that, if you got a book or a pillow, we're going to stick this underneath our sacrum and it's going to support us. It's a very relaxing pose. So you're going to take the block and you're going to lift up. And you want to feel this at the base of your spine, right? Just above the base of your spine, or on your sacrum. So it's holding me up right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just lying here. This is called a supported bridge. Okay? Now, if you want, you have an option here, and you can actually put your legs up the wall. Now in this pose, you can bring your knees up like this, and then straighten your legs. And you see how this is supporting me? This is a very relaxing pose. You can put your arms out to the side, or they can be at your sides. Now, you can also use a wall for this, so you can get your butt right up against the wall, turn sideways, flip your legs up, and rest your legs on the wall. And that is a very, very relaxing pose. It's also draining the lymphatic fluid, which is really good for you. Okay, now you can do butterfly against the wall. You can do like one leg stretch or another leg. It's up to you. You can do shoulder stand, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to hang out here because it feels good. And it's relaxing. Okay? All right, now we're going to slowly bend our legs, bend our knees, one foot on the floor, the other foot on the floor. Raise your back. Slip that out. Back on the floor. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. That feels good. Okay, now we're going to put some pressure on our intestines. So what you're going to do is take your right knee and extend your left leg. Flat out, straight out. Okay, now take this knee, push it into your chest, and then try and get it over by your armpit and just squeeze. Just squeeze and hold. This is compressing your intestines. Just the upper and the lower. Okay? And breathe. Release. Put that foot on the ground. Take the other one. Push this one up. Straighten this leg. In and to the center, and then to the left armpit, and squeeze and hold. but breathe. Don't hold your breath. Just keep breathing. And stretch it out. Okay, so now all the blood is flowing to your intestines, and that's good for them. Okay, a couple more things we're going to do. We're going to do a hip stretch on the floor. It's a floor pigeon, so it's easier on your knees. What you're going to do is lift up your left foot and put your left foot on the floor. Bend your knee. Take your right and put it over your leg like this, or your ankle. Okay, now you can stay here, or you can reach forward and grab this thigh, put your head back on the ground, and just put it forward. You can also take your hand and put it on your knee and push your knee away. So what you're doing is you're getting a really good hip stretch here. Okay, so you're just going to hold that and flex your foot. Flex this foot. If you have any knee issues, flex your right foot. And hold it. Okay, now let's put that foot back on the floor. Put your arms out to your side. Now let that just leg flop over the other one, okay? And let's move our butts just a little bit to the right of the mat. And then, or sorry, to the left of the mat, I'm sorry, left of the mat. Okay, now lift your legs up and let them fold over to the right, but keep your shoulders on the mat. So you can release your legs if that's uncomfortable, and they can be this way or they can stay that way. It's totally up to you. We're trying to keep our shoulders on the floor. We're getting a nice side body stretch. Now you can also look to the left, turn your head to the left, or you can keep it facing forward. Just breathe. Okay, let's bring our legs forward, back to the center, release. Now you're going to do a little mini bridge here just to reset the back and the hips. So you're just lifting up slightly, settling back down, okay? Make sure you're comfortable. So now we're going to do the opposite leg. So your right leg is on the foot's on the floor. Raise the left one, put it over the knee. This is our pigeon. And now again, you can stay here, or you can grasp the thigh, pull in. And again, if you have any knee issues, you can flex this left foot. And then if you want, you can also push against this knee, or not. And then you can just pull that in and just breathe. Just breathe. You should feel a nice pull on your hips. Okay, let's put that foot down. Put your arms up to the side. Cross over. Okay. Now what you're going to do is move your butt a little bit to the right of your mat. Lift your legs up. And again, they can be like this or this, whatever your comfort level is. And let's let them fall to the left. Now, again, you want to make sure that right shoulder is on the ground. You don't want it leaning up. If it's coming up, then lift your legs up a little bit. So again, your legs can be like this, they can be straight, however you want to have them. Okay, you can also put your hand here if you want to. And then now again, what you can do here is you can turn your head and look to the right. And just gaze out to the right. You should feel a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Just breathe. Okay, let's make your head back to the center. Release your legs, feet on the floor. Again, we want to reset the hips, so I want you to do a little mini bridge. Feet on the floor, hip distance apart, and just a little tiny lift. Just to reset, okay? Now, take your feet and put them mat distance apart. What you're going to do is you're going to windshield wiper your legs. We want to release that lower back, okay? So this is called windshield wipering. Okay, so now we're going to do Happy Baby, and then we're going to do Savasana. So right now, feet are on the floor, and you're just going to pull your legs in squeeze your knees to your chest, and then you can just roll back and forth. It feels really good. Just roll around. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands on your feet. They can go on the outside of your feet or the inside of your feet. Either way. And bend your knees and try to get your knees bent into your elbow, into your armpits. But whatever your level is, if you can't do that, that's fine, okay? Maybe you're like this. Doesn't matter. You can roll around, because basically what you're doing is you're stretching, you're massaging your back. And tuck your chin a little bit. And then just roll. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, now knees into the chest, feet on the floor, arms at the side. Stretch out your legs. Now we're going to do a big inhale. We're going to stretch our feet one way and our arms the other way. So again, it's and release. Now again, if you've got pulling, and I've got pulling in here, I'm going to pull my arm back a little bit. I'm not going to fully extend it because it's too much pulling in my armpit where I had some lymph surgery. So I just have my arm bent a little bit. And that's fine too. Whatever, you have to do it for your own level. Breathe in and a big sigh out. Now, let's put your hands at your sides. Take another deep breath and sigh it out in your mouth. Another deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Sigh it out. And welcome Shavasana. Now just lie here with your eyes closed and just rest. Don't think about any thoughts. If anything comes into your mind, just push it away. You're not thinking about, you're just marinating here, just relaxing. Breath at your own pace. Now, you can hold this you should really hold Shavasana a minimum of 2 minutes or up to 5 minutes is a good way. So if you want to continue on after this, you can do that. So let's say we've had our 5 minutes of Shavasana. Now we're going to bring our knees in. We're going to roll to your side, either right or left. So if I roll to my left side, putting my arm up here, and I'm going to rest my bicep on the shoulder, just like that. Okay? And then I'm just going to push myself up to a seated position. And again, I can raise my hands, I can have my hands upward in lotus position, which is receiving, or downward, which is a grounding position. Okay? Deep breath in, and then we're going to finish with one Om, which is very good for our central nervous system. So I'm going to breathe, inhale once, and let go, and then we're going to do it the second time. So now we're going to do the Om. That felt so good, I want to do it one more time. Ready? Okay. That actually works well in your sympathetic nervous system. It's very calming. Okay, hands to heart, center. Bow your head. The light in me honors